Fresh information coming in where the Fecafoot Secretary General has resigned from his functions this morning in a letter signed by the Federation's Fecafoot Secretary General Benjamin Didier Banloc. He regrets the fact that the managerial and governance system of Fecafoot is pushing him to take the decision to resign. An IDP lady identified as Angela Nanga has given birth to a set of 4 boys at Bafoussam Regional Hospital. She has received some financial assistance from the governor of the West Region, Awafonka Augustine. Let's listen to the governor or to the director of the hospital.
And 4 healthy boys were recovered. They are at the neonatal unit now. All are doing very well. The smallest weighs 900 grams, but in perfect health. All are under breastfeeding. The mother, the children, and the entire team are all fine. And we are very encouraged by the presence of His Excellency, the Governor of the region, who came in to reconfort us, to thank us, to appreciate us. And this is very instigating and very stimulating. We appreciate it. The care of the mother and the children is entirely borne by the regional hospital officer.
Continuity and consistency in health, security and humanitarian cooperation between Cameroon and the United States have been discussed between the Minister Delegate for the Commonwealth, Felix Mbayou, and U.S. Ambassador Christopher Jean Lamora. This was during an audience the latter granted to the former on May 17, 2022. Over 255,000 candidates have taken part in the common entrance examination throughout the national territory. Our reporter Mwanze Njoyogo was at the Bonamusadi Government English Primary School, one of the sub-centers of the exams, where a total of 516 pupils answered the present. Her report.
Class 6 pupils in primary schools all over the country have written their common entrance examinations this May 17th. These exams, which comprises basically of English and mathematics, is a must for all pupils in this class, as it's one of the recommendations needed to move to secondary school. In Cameroon's economic capital, Douala, in the Bonamusadi Government English Primary School, a total of 516 pupils answered present in the sub-center, as says the chief of that center, Madame Delphine Birka.
We're here this morning for the common entrance exams, and the pupils are there. We're expecting 508 candidates for the general and 20 candidates for technical, but we have 497 candidates who are present for the general and 19 candidates who are present for technical.
She also adds that these assessments went on hitch-free in that center.
So far, since morning, they have been moving well. No incident. All the invigilators are there. The pupils have written the first part of the exams. They are on break now, and everything has been moving well. We've been going around and controlling, and we have not seen any malpractice since morning.
According to some pupils in the sub-center, the exams were not difficult, and they hope to pass these exams with flying colors.
It's just mathematics that was too difficult for me.
In a whole, the assessment went on without any major incident in the sub-center.
The Adamawa region has weakened its efforts to fight against corruption and has fallen from first position to 8th. This was made known in a report by the National Commission for the Fight Against Anti-Corruption, CONAC. Cynthia Azanu.
According to a recent report by the National Commission for the Fight Against Corruption, CONAC, the Adamawa region has weakened its efforts in the fight against corruption and has fallen from the first position to the 8th position. The Adamawa region appears to be an area favorable for corruption, as an inquiry carried out by the National Commission for the Fight Against Corruption. The report indicates that the sectors where corruption rocks a lot are those of finance, land tenure, and school milieu. This tumble of the Adamawa region, which has long been a model in the fight against corruption, dates back in 2019. Reports say there has been laxity in the management of public funds and can be explained by the assignment of the new managers in the region. Regarding this situation, CONAC, under its president, proceeded to organize a workshop to evaluate the action planned in the region. It is worth noting that, according to the governor of the Adamawa region, it is important that the region regains its first place and all stakeholders have to take the bull by the horn.
Road accidents are a recurrent problem in Cameroon, resulting to death, with the causes usually being excessive speed and alcohol or drug consumption, and equally poor road conditions, according to the public health or public transport minister. A road safety agent spoke with reporter Colette Loom. Her report.
Should these accidents keep occurring, a road safety says stop, as he dwells on solutions.
Collectively, I think we don't punish sufficiently when people choose to violate road traffic rules and regulations. That's because the outcome of that violation is usually what we are recording today. That if someone refuses to go for a roadworthy test, if someone refuses to come for a renewal of his or her license, if someone refuses to subject himself or herself for that periodic training, the outcome is that he's not competent enough to operate within the changing dynamics in the road environment. And once that is done, he's not able to respond appropriately to stimuli in the road space. And most likely, he's likely to get involved in a crash. And once that happens, if it's a high occupancy vehicle like what we are recording right now, most likely the fatality numbers are going to be high.
The case where someone accidentally knock and kill someone, our legal mind.
Yes, in this case, it is called unintentional killing, and it is punishable under Section 286 of the Cameroon Penal Code. In this section, it states that whoever by lack of due skill, carelessly, rashly, or disregard of regulation causes another's death shall be punished with imprisonment from 3 months to 5 years, or with a fine as from 10,000 francs to 500,000 francs, or both fines and imprisonment. Meaning that what? If you knock somebody down with your vehicle and the person dies, you go out, you don't go out to kill when you're driving. But the fact is that the penal code have said that it is an unintentional killing. You unintentionally cause the death of that person, and you have to pay for that. Now, in many cases, the law states that they could even withdraw your license for some time, or they suspend you from driving for some time, including the punishment that I just read.
At the end of the day, when you go out while plying the road, see every other road user as a madman, then you will protect the lives of others, and why not yourself?
A safety net project on food security is ongoing in Yaoundé, an initiative carried out by the World Bank. Colette Loom once again.
About 3,000 Cameroonian households have benefited from the Safety Net project, which is intended to give the beneficiaries small capital to start up business activities in order to improve on their livelihood. The World Bank project, in line with the government of Cameroon, is under evaluation in Yaoundé by a representative of the World Bank, aimed at fostering the second phase of the project, which will run from 2023 to 2028. It is worth noting the initiative set pace since 2015. Since then, the Social Safety Network project has recorded satisfactory results. This initiative has equally improved the livelihood of the vulnerable population, helping them to gain access to better living conditions. As the program is under scrutiny in Yaoundé, nutrition is the focal point.
The World Bank has allocated $160 million to expand the safety nets project and make sure that it reaches even more poor households across the country. And in addition, it also includes a new component, a new set of support activities for vulnerable youth in urban areas.
This ongoing program is accompanied by a money transfer of an emergency program which is carried out in regions plagued by insecurity, floods and droughts, resolving the massive influx of internally displaced persons and refugees in the country.
Results of a study on electronic payments in Cameroon. All that is needed to prepare a good launch of the new project financed by the bank has already been approved by the executive board, and we hope it will become effective in the next few months.
The World Bank delegation is equally expected to visit some households in Yaoundé, which has benefited from the project.
On our health page, we focus on hepatitis, usually the effect of a viral infection or liver damage. Bokengo Worthy.
Being the most common form of liver infection, hepatitis B is a chronic liver infection that can affect anyone regardless of age, race, and gender.
Hepatitis B, it is an infection caused by a virus that attacks our liver. This hepatitis attacks our liver and causes it to inflame. It can be classified as chronic or acute. When you hear about chronic, it means the infection can last for more than 6 months. And after 6 months, it can be lifelong. It means the person can have this infection for his whole life. While for the acute hepatitis B, it is less than 6 months. It also touches a lot of people. It does not spare anyone, both the male, the female, pregnant women, children. It affects everybody.
Caused by the direct contact of bodily fluid of an infected person, such as blood, vaginal fluid, and spread through the use of shared personal objects like razor, needles, syringes, amongst others. Knowing some signs and symptoms is key to help prevent the spread of hepatitis B to family members and loved ones.
Pains at the level of the abdomen. And when you observe upon physical examination, you usually notice that their skin coloration is yellowish. Even when you observe at the level of the eye, you see that they have yellow eyes. At times, they'll tell you they don't have appetite to eat. They'll tell you they sleep the whole day. They have fatigue. They have nausea, headache.
Worth mentioning is the fact that though hepatitis B can be treated, it is highly preventable.
This virus has no cure, it's true, but it can be prevented. And I encourage all of you guys listening to me, I encourage people to go to hospitals, to centers, in order to be vaccinated against this virus, because it's a virus that kills. I encourage ladies that are sexually active to have only one sexual partner. They should not have multiple sexual partners. And even when they have this one sexual partner, they should protect themselves.
It should be borne in mind that persons with some pre-existing health conditions such as diabetes, liver cirrhosis, liver failure, chronic liver disease are at high risk of suffering from the disease. And according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, hepatitis B is 100 times more infectious than HIV and should be tackled accordingly.
And out of the country, Senegalese President Macky Sall has shown his support for Paris Saint-Germain footballer Idrissa Gana Gueye, who is facing homophobia accusations in France. The president encouraged Gueye on Twitter, stating that his beliefs must be respected. The Senegalese international midfielder missed a League One game against Montpellier Saturday, during which players were to wear rainbow jerseys in support of the LGBT movement. According to the coach Mauricio Pochettino, he was absent for personal reasons. Messages of support for Gueye have poured in on social media and from leading figures in politics and sports. We draw the curtains of today's edition of Prime Flash, produced by Junior Pelama. Thanks for watching. You have many more stories on 3:30 p.m. Prime Info with Gladys Momotongina and 6:30 p.m. Prime News with Fon Quinta. Coming up next is The Brief with Lasha Kingsley and Gladys Momotongina. Have a nice time.
Welcome to a new world of TV broadcasting. My